Have you ever felt ignored, excluded, or treated unfairly for no reason? Or maybe you've seen someone else facing discrimination and were not sure what to do. For example, you're witnessing someone being excluded or put down due to their culture, race, religion, education, financial status, or because they simply can't speak a language or look different. You're not alone. Hatred and bias exist everywhere, in public places, schools, work, and online. It can make people feel invisible, frustrated, and even hopeless. But here are a few things you can do to make a change, protect yourself and others, and build an inclusive world. If someone treats you unfairly, remember, it's not your fault. Don't let other people's opinions define you. Their bias comes from ignorance and the way they see the world, not from who you are. Do yourself a favor. Remove yourself from the toxic environment. If that's not an option, limit exposure to toxic environments. If it's online, remove yourself from that site or cut down the time you spend on such sites. If it's a group of people, limit your exposure to them. Stay calm. Sometimes people act out because they want a reaction. Don't give them power. Instead, walk away or respond confidently. I deserve the same respect as anyone else. Call it out when needed. If it's a one-time situation, you might ignore it. But if it keeps happening, say something or report it. Sometimes, it may not be intentional. Seek for clarification if you sense any signs of hatred or discrimination. At work, document it and take it to HR. Speak up for someone who is shy, quiet, or can't speak up due to language barriers. In public, ask to speak to a manager. Write a review. Report it. Online, block, report, and protect your peace. Remember, don't feed the trolls. They will want more. Find support. Talk to people who understand, friends, community groups, therapists, or even legal help if necessary. Take care of yourself. Dealing with negativity can be draining. Prioritize your mental health by stepping away, practicing self-care, and surrounding yourself with positivity. Imagine this. You're in a cafe, and you see someone being ignored while others are served. What do? Be an ally. Step in, even silently. Sometimes, just standing next to someone being targeted can help. Speak up if it's safe. A simple, "Hey, is everything okay?" can change the situation. Support from behind the scenes. If you don't feel comfortable stepping in, report it later or check in with the person affected. Challenge unfair decisions at work. If you notice favoritism or bias, be the person who stands up for fairness. Hatred grows in silence, but when even one person speaks up, it loses its power. Discrimination and bullying don't stop overnight, but what we teach our kids and younger generations can change the future. Lead by example. Kids learn from adults. Show them kindness, fairness, and confidence. Teach kids in your family to stand up for others and be nice and kind to everyone, regardless of their race, religion, gender, faith, education, profession, and financial status. Ask them to include someone who is often left out and tell them to be a sunshine for others. Reiterate that Earth is a shared planet and is common to all. More importantly, teach them to keep away from toxic environments and surround themselves with positive people and activities. Tell them to use simple phrases like, "That's not okay, let's treat everyone with respect. Why are you leaving them out?" Help them build resilience. Teach them that their value isn't defined by others' opinions. Encourage them to read books on how to deal with hatred and discrimination. Encourage diverse friendships. The more kids interact with different people, the less likely they are to develop bias. At the same time, ask them to refrain from being friends with haters. Educate them about various cultures. Talk about real-life situations. Ask, "What would you do if you saw someone being bullied?" and help them find solutions. The goal isn't just to protect them from hate, it's to equip them to challenge hate when they see it. We all play a role in making the world more fair, kind, and equal. Here's how. Start with small actions. A simple smile, standing up for someone, or choosing kindness can make a difference. Celebrate differences instead of ignoring them. Inclusion isn't about being colorblind, it's about valuing diversity and treating everyone equally. Challenge unfair jokes, stereotypes, and policies. When you hear something offensive, say, "There are two sides to a story, and that's not funny, let's do better." Support inclusive businesses and leaders. Your voice and your choices matter. Hate and discrimination don't disappear by themselves. But when we all do our part, when we speak up, educate, and support each other, we build a world where everyone gets the respect they deserve. If you've ever felt alone in this struggle, you're not. If you've ever thought that your voice doesn't matter, it does. Spread awareness and work towards building an inclusive planet. And remember, you belong, you matter, and no form of hatred can ever change that. And you can be a rainbow or a sunshine in someone else's life. Like and share to build an inclusive planet.